my partner and I run a farm, and we sell direct to our customers through the farmers market. So we're facing the same cost of living crisis that everybody else in the province is facing. And there are a number of specific things that need to happen. A big one that I continue to advocate for is land access for farmers. So we're not going to have farmers who are going to stay in and build their experience and build their production levels to feeding their communities with more food if they don't have secure land access. And that's something that we struggle with it, the same as we're seeing the housing prices skyrocketing. There are huge problems with how we treat our ALR land that needs to be protected, but also how we make sure that farmers get onto secure land tenureship or ownership, which is out of reach for the vast majority of new farms who are interested in growing food for their community, but they can't access the land to do that long term.
Wow. And can you tell me why? I know this year it's been hard to find, peaches, the Okanagan peaches at local grocery stores. Why is it so? It seems incongruous to me, right? We live in a province that is so rich in farms and farmland, and yet most of the produce we see in the grocery stores are from California or Washington.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's multiple issues coming together. One of them is that farmers are frontline workers on the climate catastrophe. So the peaches were a direct result of massive swings in weather that decimated fruit. We've also seen the closure of the BC Tree Fruit Co-op really recently, which
That's right.
I think there was a huge opportunity for the government to step in there and make sure that didn't happen. There's hundreds of family farms that rely on that as their source of income, and we're going to see the effects for years to come of that closure just from the catastrophic event of them this year. Having that loss, we're going to see those farms go up for sale. A lot of them are going to turn into vineyards. And it's just a lot of things all at once. The other thing is just that we've allowed monopolies in terms of our grocery chains, and I don't sell through that. That's not realistic for my farm, and that's not the way that I choose to farm. I sell directly to my customers at the Qualicum Beach Farmers Market.
And why is it realistic?
Because that's a level of scale that focuses on a type of production that isn't always necessarily the most ecological way to produce food.
Like mass
it
production.
Create security when we're relying on one or two crops for our income. And because, frankly, the grocery stores take every opportunity they can to undermine farmers who bring in crops. They will say, well, I can get that cheaper from Mexico. You have to meet my prices. Grocery profits have not gone down, despite the federal government saying that they put in legislation to limit profits. I've heard directly from friends who are saying that every time they try to raise their prices, the grocery store will threaten to cut their contracts. So the problem with that is the profits and the monopoly that we've got in the grocery store system.